almost full. So we're down to about, I don't know, this is probably less than, I don't know, maybe 25 milliliter. Okay, and then we got a brand new one, course, but we're going to monitor this carefully. As soon as this gets full up, this one should still take 750 milliliter. I'm going to find out how many milliliters this actually takes to fill it up to the reserve. Oh wait, did I miss something? Yeah, of course. There we go. Always pouring oil. Want to blow last minute dirt out, you know? All right, so here we go. You can see here. Oh. All right, well, I have to do a little bit more support here on my hands. All right, let's do this again. Okay, let's get the magnet. Magnet's really not going to stick to anything, but I feel like I'm touching a little bit of the grime, so let me get a clean cloth again and wipe the magnet down. Also, I'm thinking taking out the spark plug before we start, and even when we actually took out the exhaust, maybe do a little vacuuming, vacuum some of the carb buildup that may be loose already in there. We might get a few out more that way, so I'll probably do that as well. Blow it a little bit, get all the debris out. See, there you go. This rubber is going to be full of the motor oil anyway. No point in really wiping it, but yeah, you want a little bit of motor oil sitting on the rubber still, because you want to help it lube it from the heat, dries things up. So there we go. And this little rubber O-ring has a little bit of motor oil in there already, so that's good to go. Okay, you want to make sure it feels like it's going in easily. It's not like, you know, kind of awkward. So I think this is going in pretty smoothly. Just gotta make sure I get some thread in there. And you can still cross thread this, so be careful. Just make sure it glides in all the way smoothly now. And then you'll take your 17 millimeter and just tighten, just, you know, knowingly, you know, about maybe 5 foot-pounds, if anything. Okay, so I'm gonna go and give it a good tight. See, I'm spinning it. This, I remember, lines up with this guy. So it's going pretty good. Now it's going overboard here, huh? There you go. You almost can't go anymore, really. But don't force it, though. See, I'm not forcing, I'm just saying, you know, can't go anymore. That's it. Tighten until you probably can't go anymore, but don't force it. And unfortunately, this thing is not aligned with this one as I wanted to last time. I thought they were off a little bit, but maybe I can still twist it on here. I'm going to hold this guy here while twisting this. Let's see if I can spin this guy. Oh, I can spin him a little bit. There we go. It comes a little bit. There we go. There we go. Now it's a line. I want these three to line up perfectly. And this thing is still tight. I can make sure. I can, yep, double check it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is siphon some oil. I'll get through here. Hopefully this nose right here will allow me to, but we'll see. It's going to be a little tricky. Yeah, it's going to be really tricky. So if I squirt in here, I'm hoping to capture it. What I could have done is actually, you know, take this out and siphon it directly. Why did I do that? I didn't think about that. So we don't need to use this cap here right now. So let's go and remove this off. Now I gotta take it all back off again. That's okay. All right, so we're gonna siphon the oil. It's a little bigger area to siphon. I mean, put oil through here. I can even almost pour it. But I think you need to incline this up a little bit in order to get that oil to come dropping. So let's go and take this one off. Get everything prepped up again as soon as we get all the oil. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is let's go ahead and we might need to siphon it, we might need to pour it. We'll see first. Let me try to pour it first and see how well it does. I don't think it might forcefully go in upcline position, but we'll get this guy ready here because we want the oil to drop out. And I'm gonna bring the camera with me here. All right, so here we go. You guys are gonna be able to see me. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one. See how it actually kind of comes up like almost like a wave. It's still horizontal wave. It still has a little bit vertical, but not much. So, and then the end of it here is supposed to drop oil here. So as soon as we see it drop oil, then we know it passes through already. But in the meantime, let's go and bring this guy out because we need to fill him with oil. Now he's getting all areas here kind of messy. Let me see if I can loop him underneath here temporarily. Maybe even go here. Gotcha. Okay, so what I'm going to do is siphon some oil here. And we're going to see how the effect is going to be once we fill up this reserve. And it's going to get messy, so we're going to go ahead and try our best to keep it clean. Let me see if I can get this clamped in the position here that you guys can, I can twist it around and see it, show you. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if you guys can actually see both. I doubt that you guys can see that because the exhaust is in the way and everything else. But what I can do is maybe it's time to move this guy here. That way you guys can actually see it drop at the same time, see me put more oil in there. So the idea of our goal right now is to have this make it through here. So that way it can, let me see if I can get this to station somehow. Maybe a clamp or maybe even through the hose line. Since it's so, it's still flexible still, I can just probably do that this way or something. There we go. As soon as we see it, there's another loop actually. Let me get to the closer loop out. Is it small? Is it big enough? I don't think it's big. Yeah, I don't think it's big enough. So this is probably the only loop left. Okay, so what we're gonna do is kind of get an idea. If it falls in here. Sorry, you can't see it. Okay, so if it falls in here, right? My camera's like right on the edge too. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and siphon some oil. First of all, I'm gonna try to pour it. And let's see if it actually will even, you know, I think you have to force it in there. Because I'm not sure how to climb up the radiator, you know? I'm not sure how to climb up the radiator. So let me see if I can bring this at an angle where you guys can actually see the radiator. Okay, so this is going out to the radiator, and this is coming out from the radiator. So I'm trying to capture where you guys can see both. Let me see if I can back it up like this. There we go. How about that? This clamp might serve a good purpose after all. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to do it with a tripod like that. So, okay, so there it goes. Get this wire here out of the way. I think it's the radiator from the horn. I mean yeah, the horn. So you guys can see a little bit more of him. Okay, so you guys can't see the inside of the radiator there, but there we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill this up with motor oil, clean motor oil. There's no filter, so I gotta be really careful. But these are clean motor oil. This should be ready to go. Here it goes. So this is it. We're gonna go and pour some clean motor oil directly in there, and we're gonna start the process. So here you go. There it goes, going through the hose. All right. Let's see how much it takes. Remember, this is actually a full can. Let's see what the can says, how many ounces. 6 ounce. So 6 ounce can, okay? Not 6, I'm sure it's 6 ounce, counting also maybe the product here. So there you go. Look, it drank it up. Let's get some more. All right. The thing is, we gotta force it in, or else it's just gonna hang in the hose area. Yeah. Gonna try to lift it up, see if it's going in there. I might have to blow on it. That's the reason why I want to use a squirter. Force it down on there. So I'll probably have to use a squirter right afterwards if I don't see it go down much more. It's going down, but it's not going down much more. So let me go ahead and attach the squirter here, and let's see. Get it good tight. We're gonna force it. We gotta get it to come out here. That way we know, you know, it pushes all the air out for one thing. And then we'll get our adapter prepped up, ready to go. And once we mount the banjo bolt, we're all set there. Okay. Oh, look, it's going. Going slowly, though. Everything's getting a little bit oily here. Try to turn it righty-tighty here. Try to create the vacuum seal. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to actually put this little bullet tip here, which is perfect for it. Put it right in there. I'm just going to squirt. There we go. There we go. Motor oil is coming out. Okay, this thing is probably going to start dripping. So I want to catch it at incline where we're supposed to be. I think this is about right here. All right, see if I could do this without blocking your view. There you go. You guys can see all the hose now. Why am I even carrying the towel anymore? My hands are already dirty. All right, here we go. Keep on pumping it. So this thing is actually, it's so clear because the motor oil is so clear. I can't tell if it's pumping, but I can feel it. I can feel the thickness of it. So we'll keep going. I can actually show you, see? Still squirting. See that? So it's squirting quite a bit. It's squirting almost a good, I don't know, this says a 6-ounce can, huh? It's gotta make it through the other side. Either by force, because again, the only thing that's gonna cause it to come is gonna be the physical pressure of the engine. There we go, I'm getting better at angling this. Oh, there we go. See that? We made it out. All right, so there's no need more anymore. So let this one go. So it took less than what, 6 ounce? Well, less than 6 ounces. I think there's a lot left in here still. Almost, I think half a can is still left in there. So it took about 3 ounces really. So more than likely we'll probably have to add 3 ounces of motor oil to the mix. So let me go ahead and get this cleaned up. All right, so now we can go ahead and seal this guy. And I guess we can just leave him dripping for here right now while we assembled our other end here. So let me see if I can have him just hang out here for a second here. See, he looks like he wants to spill also. I can close him up a little bit. I guess I can start now the process of closing this guy up. All right, so let's do that. Let me go ahead and get the magnet and everything else. This is it. This is the seal the deal kind of deal. And okay, so the magnet goes in on top of him like this. So you can get the magnet set first, and then you can put your screen next. Okay, and then here's the top. Top has nothing other than a little bit, you know, cone-shaped groove. So that's what I'm saying. If you put a new filter, it wouldn't matter. It will do just fine. There we go. Now, I only want the ring to actually have oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe down this area here. And whatever the ring sits, it'll put the oil there for us. So I just don't want any excess of oil, you know, causing any problems. It's kind of weird. You only need in certain areas, I know. Okay. So now we got a filter. I feel a little bit better. I could just put the filter in there and squirt some more too, but I think it would have been harder to put pressure on there. Now with the spring and everything, you're gonna have to put some pressure on here. So let me go ahead and show you here. Put pressure and then turn. There we go. And don't cross strap it. Make sure it just turns easily, and it is turning easily. All right, take your 7mm socket. Hold it securely. It'll actually stop because it's aluminum. It's gonna stop on its own. See, there it goes. It's not turning anymore. So don't force it. That's it. See, that's it. It's not gonna go anymore. Take it out. And I believe our thing is still aligned. Yep, 1, 2, 3. Right, set in place. Done. All right, so we're gonna leave this here. We're gonna leave these two guys hanging out here because there's just no need for them right now. And let's go ahead and assemble the base. The base, we're gonna assemble here, and we're gonna go plug in the other side. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a washer for the other side, so we're gonna keep that washer the way it is. Make sure you guys give it a good torque. I believe it may be a good, maybe 10 foot-pounds, maybe 12 the most on your bolt here. for the other side. So let's go and close this guy up on the other side real quick. And we do have our socket wrench, I hope. There we go. So you can take the same 17mm open wrench, or you can take your 7-1, doesn't really matter. Whichever's convenient for you. Okay, did I bring my, yeah, I brought my socket driver here already. I face the scooter this way because over here on this side in the garage is darker. So I figured you guys would be able to see a little bit more better if I'm with the sun instead of against the sun. Okay, here we go. So you can see here's magnet, also is clean. All right, we pretty much left it open, drained all night. And since this one doesn't really have an O-ring on there, there's no need to have oil exposed. So let's go and get the clean or bits of the shop rag left. And let's get that wiped down a little bit better. Get the shop rag right there. As you can see, here's some residue of the oil. It might cause some problems if we leave that there. Wipe you down. This is the washer here, by the way. You can see the washer. I just wish I did have one of these size washer. Maybe I do. I'm not sure, but this is a pretty big damn, you know what I mean? It looks like an M12 thread size. And I don't think I do have a washer that big, but I can always double check. I have it, but they're not opening that big though. It's an M12 washer, but it doesn't have, well, can't say it's M12 washer. It just doesn't have a big enough opening. Maybe. No, see, this one is the biggest one we have. And these ones are big, but they're just small. Maybe. Nope. Definitely not. Let's see if these ones throw it. Oh, maybe. I don't think so. Nope. Too small, too small. Even this one, 3/8. The lock washer, maybe. Nope, not even the lock washer. Looked like it, but not the magnet. Alright, so. Yep, we don't have the washer for. Lucky that's that half a washer still. I would think, didn't we have washers for, I mean, we were able to get washers for, what's that name? We were able to get it for our CVT cover. How come we don't have enough washers? Because those CVT covers had to take the same washers, right? Because the bolts on those studs are pretty big, if I'm not mistaken, right? We got washers for these guys. What kind of washers did we use for these guys? They would take the same washer. I mean, this doesn't look like it's any bigger than the CVT one, and we got new washers for those guys. So where did we get those washers from? I thought we had plenty of them. Let me really think about this one. And I know I don't want to use my Nordilock, I mean, for vibration. It might not be a good sealant washer. Huh. That's interesting. Nope. Don't see any doable. Nope. So these would be it. I'm surprised the CVT would fit one of these then. This would have been our best bet. Other than this one, I guess the CVT took this washer. But you can see how much definitely would not fit. This wasn't the washer we used for a CVT, right? Can't be. How did we get the washer for the CVT then? Or did we use the same washer? We probably did. We probably used his original washer. So we never did actually replace the CVT washer, maybe. I'll have to go back to my video and actually investigate. Okay, so we couldn't replace the washer. Hopefully that washer is still good. And we just have to make sure we tighten it down really well. Because last time we didn't tighten it down well, there was oil leak from it. So everything now should be good. Blow some dirt. Also, since I moved the scooter, I noticed that actually what it did is siphon some more oil to come out, dropping it. So maybe you guys can do that too, leave it open. And of course, if you're already outside, just have the oil come out in zone 2, because it will come out some more too, by the way. It was quite a few drops left. I think maybe less than an ounce came out further. So, all right, so we're gonna go and close this, seal the deal. I'll prepare for our new motor oil to get in. So it probably took, I'm going to open that canister. You can see how much actually, just keep in mind though, it wasn't completely full too, because we had to drop some out. So it wasn't a full 6 ounce. And let's see how much was left. Okay, there we go. There we go. I feel like a little notch there already. So I guess when I feel that little notch, I'll stop. So there we go. That was it. That was driven. I'm pretty confident. If I'm wrong, we can put some of that rubber O-ring that we gotten, the Viton seal. I always use some special seal that will tolerate. Look at the rain. Still wants to play. All right, so here we go. We're gonna save this with our Primo one. That's the only thing we didn't use from our assembly. Now let's show and check out how they want us to assemble this. You can see here the O-ring, and then this little guy here. So let's stack them up and see what's the deal. Okay, we'll put the banjo bolt toward the end. Okay, it's still dripping, so I'll make sure I catch it. Okay. All right, let's just check this one out. Let's open it up and see how much oil is left that we took out. Remember again, we pour some back into the cap here because I didn't pay attention. I'll overflow it. I know it's gonna drip. And there's some siphon in the tube as well, so there's still probably a little bit in the tube. Yeah, you can probably say we probably use at least half of it because there's some in the tube. It's a good, probably like, I would say about 40%, 35 or 40% still left in here. So we probably use almost more than a little bit half of it siphon in. So if that's the case, we probably put like at least, it probably took, well, I can't imagine. I mean, these tubes are pretty fat. So I can imagine how much ounces. Probably the whole tube probably takes at least 2 ounces of its own. And then you got the radiator, which probably, you can see these tubes here. These tubes, like, it could probably take 2 ounces by itself. Each tube probably take 1 ounce of the fluid. They're not that thick. I mean, it's not like that lot. But I would say each tube probably takes its own ounce. And then you got the radiator, which probably takes another, maybe, with the little skinny fins and everything like that. I don't know how actually fat these are to hold oil. But I was pumping for a while, so I probably would assume that it probably took a good 4 ounces total to fill this up, to fill the reserve in the tube, the length of our tube anyway. So I'll probably say 4 ounces. 2 ounces were probably left behind due to, you know, well, I probably assume it's 8 ounces with the fill in of the reserve too. So, since this reserve is only this much left, this right here, and I know I kind of took it from here back to here, right? So safe level, so I could put the cap on there. So this right here, they probably did measure it correctly. From here to here is probably full 6 ounce. And since there's this much left, I'd say about 4 ounces we actually used. 4 ounces, so we use almost 3/4 of it. All right, so we'll leave that back into there. It's gonna drip a little mess here. Okay, let's go ahead and concentrate on getting this base part assembled. Doesn't seem too complicated. We got the spring. There's another O-ring, but I believe that O-ring should have been in here already, right? See, there's the main O-ring here, but they took out this O-ring. I wonder why. O-ring number 12-1, because I think if you put the O-ring there, it actually might cover this hole here. So that's why they say we don't need O-ring there, maybe, unless we actually take the donor O-ring. But I don't think so, because I don't think it says to use any donor parts on this area anyway. Because if it does say use donor parts, it'll tell you right there, like this one. See, it says original parts, and this one doesn't. So I think that, and then we have the banjo bolts here. So those guys will have 2 crush washer of their own. So if I face it in the same direction as your schematic, you can see here, this is what it would be like. So we got 2 banjo bolt, which doesn't really matter. They think both those are universal. So the only thing I'm seeing we're missing is that little O-ring number 12-1 or size. We got the big 30x3 one O-ring that's already on there already. Okay. And this tool here is the one that's going to ratchet it in there. And then this one comes from the very top. And this has O-ring already on there as well. So we don't have to worry about that. And then here's a spring. So that spring and that O-ring is there. The only thing I'm missing again is that O-ring 21. I don't see it. I don't think it has one. So that's it. That's the only component I can think of. So it's going to be riding like this. So they probably realized we don't really need O-ring there, maybe, because it serves no purpose. I mean, there's nothing like you want it to seal, or maybe you do. Maybe it seals, it gaps it, but then if you put O-ring here, it covers the hole right there, which is no purpose, right? Or that O-ring is right here. This is the O-ring what they're probably talking about. This one right here that seals this part. So yeah, that's the O-ring. So we're not missing anything. We got the small O-ring here that's already clamped on the very top. And then we got the big O-ring here. And then you got their copper washer that we're going to crush between the banjo bolts. Again, they put a little bit indent here, which I never found. And by the looks of it, you can see here on both ends, doesn't have it. There's no slanted indent, you know, on any of the edges. So they're both flash. They're both flat. So I don't know really what they're trying to explain as far as this one goes. So let me go and take this out of the way. Really, like moving my chest piece here. Okay, so you can see here it talks about that little slant chamber right here. Look, niche, little notch. If I can even see the little notch, not even a little scrape that indicate that there is any bidirectional or directional side. Yeah, I don't see anything. Do you? It's pretty much solidly flat. Either one, either side. Same thing with this one. There we go. Nothing. Really don't see nothing. So that's spooky. Alright, so let me get some more clean shop rag here so I can wipe my hands a little bit, messing with a little bit of caught dirt here before we actually start assembling the base on here, which shouldn't be that hard at all. We're going to do it shortly here. Let me go and just give a little wipe down here. I'm holding onto this clamp with my lap and seeing actually if it sits properly. Not too bad, not too shabby. It's going to be my new stand-up buddy. Alright. You can wear gloves if you have really sensitive skin, which I should, but I'm good. I don't have any open wounds that are sealed. I'm not sealed yet. So let me go ahead and get ready to clamp this down. I'm going to kind of twist it in a way where hopefully I can hang it and then turn it upright. It's going to be pretty interesting to figure out how to maneuver this. Alright, so we're going to try. I'm going to try to clamp it somewhere you guys can see it as I'm mounting it right here in the back. This might be a good time to call for a tripod, really. So let's see what I can do. I'll have to mount it in something, even like a can of oil. Let's see if I can use the can of oil to mount it, huh? I think it does work. I'm mounting it in the oil can itself. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try. You know what? Probably be best I could just carry it with me until we get to that point. So I wish I had a quick release. Unfortunately, it don't, so I have to do my own quick release here. Okay, so what I could do is I can hold it, and let's go and get that base in there, shall we? Alright, so going back from this schematic, they give you 3 sheets of instructions, so that should be plenty there. I guess the hardest part was, again, deciding where to mount the radiator. But we took care of that here. You know, these hoses are ready to go now. I don't want it to hang it out too long, capture any dirt. So, rolling it last minute. Okay, so let's just get an idea here what we're dealing with. The O-ring's already in place. Don't worry, this is going to get lubed in with the oil. It's going to touch the top of it here. This might need a little bit more lube here. I can just get make sure my hands are clean. Get a little oil from the bottom here like this. And I can lube it myself, just in case it doesn't get enough oil, I guess. So let me go ahead and... The thing about oil is it's easy to get things greasy. Okay. Get some oil here too. You don't need a lot, just enough there to get his beak wet. Okay, and this one's gonna have some oil eventually when it goes to the top of it, because I think there's oil still in that residue But just in case there's not enough, just using whatever's left over from my pinky here. Should be, you can see here, still enough here to glaze it a little bit. Just a little bit there. Okay, this one's ready. And we're going to shove it in there. We're going to twist it what we can by hand. And then we're going to install the Banjo one afterwards. And this one will be coming back with probably M12. Again, they're all light aluminum, so you don't really want to torque them hard at all. So let's go and shove this guy in here at the bottom. Pick him up. He's ready. Move our canister out of the way for a second. I know. Yep. And this is the tool that we're going to use to drive it in more. We're not going to be using these caps, the Prima or the aluminum adapter. Okay, let's go and get this guy in here. Get into position here. You guys can see inside of it straight. All right. It looks like, just to give you an idea, it looks like if you squeeze this, it should go inside the bullet. There you go. See, it creates a seal when it joins with the other piece on top. That little O-ring there, that little rubber O-ring that we couldn't find earlier, a little small one. When you guys push this, it creates a seal on it. And that's how it's going to collapse. See that? It's perfect sealed. Look at that. You can go from this view. I'm going to give you a push. See that? This is what it's going to be like. Okay. And that's why the spring is a perfect, it's not a Christmas tree spring like the one that we moved to the canister one. Okay, there is some oil from here, which is fine. It's going to help us with our O-ring anyway. You can see here there's an opening on the side of the threads. So this is the inside pretty much of your GY6 oil cap or crankcase. It's not bad, huh? Actually, it does stand like this. My bad. Actually, will work. You just have to play around with it. So I can still have two hands free here. Okay, I'm going to go in a little bit further. I'm going to twist this down. I'm going to snake this in. There you go. Can't get a better angle than that. How about that? Look at that. You can go in further. You can almost see the whole tonsils. Try to see if I can still get my finger here to give you guys a resolution. There you go. Alright, so here we go. We're coming from the top. I'm going to cover it again with my big fat fingers. Okay, you ready? You guys see it? Now, I can use a tool right now to do this, but you're going to have to do a little bit pressuring your finger. Get some finger muscle here. Sorry.